questions. Maybe you could give us a little bit more about something you just want to say about your organization, whether it's something that it's new you're working on or something exciting. Why do people want to work for you? So maybe let's start this way and go back. Start with the break.
So Stop Waste is doing two really big initiatives this year. One is the mandatory commercial recycling, and that means that every commercial business and multifamily business has to have recycling. So that's huge. It doesn't sound like maybe a whole lot to most of us, but it's huge. It's a big change in how businesses are looking at recycling. We've had 20 years of, oh, please won't you recycle? And so that was the carrot. You know, it's the good thing, so please do it. And now we've got the stick. And I probably shouldn't say that, so. But it's not to hit you with, it's to gently prod you, to encourage you to recycle. So that's one thing. The second thing is the reusable bag ordinance, which is if anybody who lives in Alameda County and has gone to the supermarket and the checker says, would you like a bag? And you say yes, and they say that'll be 10 cents. That was us. We don't get the money. The money goes to the store. We're not some government agency who's getting checks for $1,000 from the corner around the store around the corner for all the bags that they sold. The store keeps that. But really, what that is we noticed that one of the largest sources of pollution in the bay was bags. These bags just drift down the street, especially in some neighborhoods that ring the bay. Just drift down the street like a little ghost into the water, or they're down the storm drain. And I think we've all seen the pictures of the impact that these things have had on sea life. And you can't not look at that and not be moved. I don't think it's as cool as the transfer station pit, mind you, but it's still pretty impressive. And so that's one of the things that we've done. So we are, I think, pushing the envelope and doing some pretty exciting things. And the transfer station tours really get to, as I said earlier, are a lot of the public's first, and I think best, interaction with our agency. And they get to really educate people on the vitality, the incredible change and excitement and positive interaction and positive force that we can have with this community through recycling.
So I think a couple things I want to mention. One is, so I'm trying to push my team so imagine your school kids coming up to the Science Center, and we have, right now the steady flow is about 600 visitors per day that come up, and we do a really great job bringing them in with the buses and the carpools, and bring them to the center, and you can imagine the craziness at 9:30 when they're all funneling through the front door, and it can be chaos, but, and we've got a pretty efficient flow, and we're doing it really well, and they plug into either their classes, their planetarium show, wherever they're going, exhibits. But I'm trying to kind of up the ante and sort of get the team to think creatively. Imagine putting the thinking that, imagine the school kid jumping off the bus and you're on this field trip and it's your magic day, and what would surprise them and engage them right away? So the other day, Friday, I was in a particularly good mood. I got into the gym in the morning and I was like, okay, going in, I'm going to show them what I mean. So I put on a crazy lab coat backwards. I had a glove hanging off my hand. I had a rubber chicken in my pocket. And crazy goggles, and I was just going nuts with all the visitors that were coming up to the center that day, and I was just talking. You got your picture, it looks like, what was going on, and it was hilarious because I was not only engaging with the students, but I was engaging with the parents and the chaperones, and they're just sneaking up behind them, and then this one woman jumped and was like, oh my gosh, who's this black job behind me in the science coat? But it leveled up, I think, the experience for those folks that came, because it was just like, the kids are coming, they're going to have fun, it's a field trip, but then just see this crazy mad scientist person out there engaging with them right away. So I'm trying to get our team. I think once you have a good core team and you encourage collaboration, then you can take it to that next magical level, which is how do we make this experience truly dynamic and engaging and fun, you know? And so that's where I'm pushing our staff and our volunteers. Is like, imagine you're the school kids and there's some holes in our program, like that entry point. Like, what could we do that would be really special? I'm trying to figure out how to make like a 40-foot astronaut show up somehow. I have no idea how to do it, but if we could do that, that would be something else. And then lunchtime. Lunchtime's a bit crazy because we're doing zero waste lunch. We have that engagement, but I'd love our interns to. We've actually engaged past op-waste interns with your worm costume. I might be looking for you guys there. And we have this like science theater going on where we're talking about recycling, but we're in costume. We're doing it. They're engaging with Gus Gusano, or the magic recycling queen or something like that. And that can really turn kids on. The science theater is another one. And then this latest idea I have along the zero waste thing is, kids are putting their organics into a green bin and it goes somewhere, but they have no idea where the somewhere is, right? So I had this just a couple weeks ago. I'm like, we need to be rolling out the Wrigley Ranch worm bins and having the kids take the newspaper up, see the crazy fruit flies fly off, see the worms wriggling in there, and put their food scraps right on top of it at lunch. And so it's like, they get it. Oh, wow, this is actually what's going to happen in my green waste. And then the beautiful vermicompost that comes out the bottom end, they can see that as well. So I think really making some visual impressionistic experiences for the kids that come up that's what I'm trying to get us to. And then another one is we're starting an outdoor education facility. So we're in the final throes of negotiating. We're going to build a huge new building, and then we're going to build some tent platforms and ultimately put some yurts, which are like, sort of outdoor tents, kind of bigger, better, more robust than tents because they have actual roofs on them. But and then we'll have overnight experiences. So it's kind of like if you're familiar with the facility out in Livermore. There's an environmental education center in Livermore. There's the Marin Headlands does some. There's a number of them around the area, but there's none that are really that close to Oakland. And we're going to try to really target Oakland youth, 5th graders, as a sort of initial audience, I think is the approach, and give them a very local overnight experience in the Redwoods. So that's up and coming, and I think that's really going to expand our environmental education opportunities, our overall education opportunities. So that one I'm really excited about as well.
I think for us is really, since our team is really in the front lines as far as, meeting with students directly and doing multiple presentations, multiple waste sites, I think just being in the front line, just considering the whole aspect of internships, I think just being able to offer that, I think that's something that I would value if I was coming to the field, to be just exposed to sitting up here in front, and there's a lot of students back there, and they're listening to your message, and you're being passionate, you're being real, you're having fun, and you have a goal. I think those things are one of the things that our team is really strong at. And aside from that, from the Green's perspective, the Green Jobs perspective, is really looking at how we actually connect. I think we have, again, we bring our parents to the school, so we have there's a big audience to be able to tap into the audience and say, look, there's always a lot of extra opportunities, hence you're interested, and just channeling up to those opportunities and connecting with local entities, right? They're actually doing work in the neighborhoods, working in the school-based program, all that stuff, to really keep it local and really have the students benefit from that, in a sense financially, at the same time with experience. So those are some of the things that we're really excited about and interested to move forward with.
Great, thank you.